the budget improves, even if we do it in phases, we'll do it. The gates, we are the ones who damage it, so we are going to repair the gates. Of course, all these traditional schools, government had a plan, and have been highly discussed and exhausted to come back to the model schools and help them, especially with infrastructure. The only challenge came when we had the issues with the World Bank, because the project was under the World Bank. But all is not lost, because government had already made a decision. We are still in negotiation with the World Bank. The World Bank said, don't look at this as an LGBT issue. Look at this as an education issue. So hopefully, we'll be coming back. They may come back, look at this and not look at and help. If they don't, then the government will be able to plan. Finally, again, my young men, my last word to you is I want you to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. It starts with you. Have the confidence. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself that one day you are going to stand here. You know what number one. Believe in yourself. Because in you are the generals of tomorrow, the doctors, the headmasters, and the lawyers. And they just believe in you and you'll be able to make it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
General, thank you very much. And please remain standing as the General receives a small gift of token from us. It is not a brown envelope. One of our students is unpacking the gift. I'm surprised he's unpacking it, but yeah. And he's going to present it to our guest of honor. It must be properly seen, otherwise the media may report wrong. IGG.
Yes, for the people who are not aware, whenever someone comes to Mwiri, we welcome to the Mwiri family. Sir, you're most welcome, and this is your small token for you. This shirt from us. For the Mwiri family, you're most welcome, sir. Thank you. The school feels secure with you, sir.
For that, I will contribute 2 million.
Please be seated. Thank you very much. General Katumba, while you were away, one of your employees came. He came late. He came after you. He did not receive you. So you should dock his pay. Stephen Wakasenza is the chairman of our PTA. We've come to the end. Just one thing you could, the guest of honor said a lot of things, and you take away many. But there's one he said that touched me. He told us, he implored us, bring your sons to this school. But you'll only be able to bring your sons as old boys if you keep coming to Mwiri with your wives. That's why for me, my wife didn't know my strategy from the time my sons were around 6. And she fell in the Chitimba 7 years later. My wife is here, a very proud guy as a girl. She always comes to me for the Mwiri functions. Please stand up. All our 3 sons have been educated at this school. One of them was even a head prefect. And someone would say, but you influenced. Now here is the story. When he was in O level, he tried to become the assistant head prefect. I was the chairman of the board. Do you know what the students said? No. Your father is the chairman of the board, and you also want to be the assistant head prefect. They said no. But when he came back in S5, when I was no longer on the board, they said, you're the right man for the job. We're going to have a vote of thanks, and I'm going to ask His Lordship, the Justice of the Court of Appeal, Justice Egonda, to give us all a vote of thanks. He was our head prefect here in 1974 when I was in S1. Those of us in the 70s think, those of the 50s all talk of Justice Wambuzi, those of the 60s talk of Ruhakana Rugunda, those of the 70s we talk of Justice Egonda and Justice Egonda, who was the Chief Justice of the Seychelles. We all knew he would be the Chief Justice. We didn't know it would be another jurisdiction, not Uganda.
Honorable Minister, the other guests for today, the executive of Moba, old boys, and your friends, students of Busoga College Muiri, ladies and gentlemen. Robert has ambushed me twice this afternoon. Whenever I'm asked to speak, I often prefer to have a script because judges tend to get into problems when they speak of script. Now, because I've been ambushed, I have no script. I think Robert will take the blame. I last spoke in this hall in 1974 as I was saying goodbye. It was final, I think, dinner or something. This afternoon, or this morning, as I was coming, in fact, probably before this morning, when I decided that I would be here today, I was reflecting, and when you get to this age, you tend to be reflecting. I was reflecting on my life. And my gratitude to my parents who are no longer alive. So when I found that they were honoring headmasters and deputy headmasters, I continued to reflect on this. So bear with me. I'll give you a 5-minute story of 3 generations of one side of my family, as I thank the minister, as I thank Moba, as I thank all of you. When Muiri was started in 1911 by Yosia Nadiope, who was the governor of Ugabla, he had a policy of encouraging every family in the clan he headed to send one person to Kamuli, Balangira High School as it was then. When the call came to the patriarch in our family, he could have chosen to send his eldest son. But schools were a new thing. He chose to send his youngest brother to go and see this new animal. He probably didn't want to risk his son. That youngest brother turned out to be my grandfather. When he went to Balangera High School, he spent a couple of years there, and then his relatives called him that we have finally found a wife for you. What are you doing in school? So he left without completing, but he was literate. So he got a job, he became a chief. He was able to take my father to school. Unfortunately, I think because I was limited at the time, after my father did 6 years in school, he said, that's enough. You have been offered a vacancy to go and learn to be a teacher. Go and train as a teacher. I'm not offering you money to go to secondary school. So actually my father didn't come to Mwiri. My grandfather did, Balangera High School. But because of that, my father determined that I should come to Mwiri. And I can't thank him enough. I came. During those years, there were many things, many distractions, and many openings. As I was finishing S4, I said, maybe I could go and train as a grade 5 teacher from the National Institute of Education, then Chambogo. They were receiving about 900 shillings a month. I said, oh, that's a lot of money. I would be earning twice what my father is earning. He's a head teacher of a primary school. So I went and told him, I'm diverting. And he said, my son, if you really want to be a teacher, why don't you aim to be a graduate teacher? Why do you want to drop out now? After all, for A-level, the government will take care of you. University, the government will take care of you. You're not a burden to me. Why are you dropping out? And I'm thankful I listened to him. I came back for HSC. I became head prefect. By the time I left HSC, I was no longer talking of being a teacher. Not that there is anything wrong with being. We are celebrating them today. And in doing so, I'm celebrating my father as well. I decided to take law. And when I told him, he asked, what happened? You now no longer want to be a teacher. But anyway, the rest is history. I'm coming to the end of my career in the legal profession. And my gratitude is to my father, who was a teacher. So I celebrate all of you head teachers and deputy head teachers. Because while here, you are the parents of everybody. You guide everyone. And you make us to become what we are. I thank you. I would like to thank Moba that has organized this occasion and for making this choice to celebrate the headmasters and deputy head teachers of this school. Leaders make the institutions. And these headmasters and deputy head teachers and the teachers have have had a significant influence on the lives and products of Soga College Mwiri, and I thank them again. I thank the Honorable Minister, in spite of your busy schedule, and I know you are committed to be elsewhere. Thank you for coming to join us. Thank you for your words of wisdom that challenge us. To imagine a society that is different from what we are seeing now. I think it is up to us as parents, it is up to us as young students to commit ourselves to a life of integrity, a life of public service, a life that values our society. I thank you, Honorable Minister, for reminding us of the need to be anchored in such values. I would like to thank all of you of these that have turned up and have made this occasion something to remember. 112 years. It is a pretty long time. I see generations of my family in part of that period. There is also another generation of my family that has followed. And I'm really grateful to the Almighty God for this opportunity. I thank you for listening to me.
That's what I call a privilege, listening to your HP 49 years later and still sounding as good as he did then. Thank you, Justice Egonda. Ladies and gentlemen, this function is now over. I believe we're now going to have lunch. The students and the old boys are going to have lunch here. There are going to be two lines because I know we can't compete with students when it comes to these matters. There will be a line for old boys. There will be a line for students. We're going to sit with you. We're going to interact with you. The mentoring the guest of honor was talking about hasn't stopped. It started here. It is moving there. So let's, in an orderly manner, get ready. Just wait for the lunch that will be served. And somebody is going to come and take charge of that. The guest of honor, together with our other invited guests from our sister alumni schools, some of the old boys who we were invited in a special way. As you go towards as we go to the library to have lunch, the guest of honor will plant a tree. He will also walk through the exhibition. There is an exhibition after this. There is tree planting as well. So it's going to be a beehive of activity. There's a cricket match later where we, the old boys, are going to win, of course. Okay? So that is it. So we shall walk towards the library, all our invited guests, all our awardees. You all know where it is. Those who don't will see the flow. I'm going to ask Mr. Mulongo to position himself at the keyboard as we sing the national anthem, and then we will go out. Any volunteer to give us the right note? I could volunteer my tongue as well as anyone in Gayaza, but I'll keep it as an old boys affair. Headmaster. Keyboards. And this time we will sing, as is the practice these days in Uganda, all three stanzas. Okay. Okay, lay off your hand. United free for liberty, together we'll always stand. Oh, Uganda, the land of freedom, of love and fertile soil grow. We will make it stand for the world of friendship we live. Oh, Uganda, the land of freedom, the love and labor we give. Lord, and peace and friendship we live. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.